Welcome to Helical Insight training videos.
In this video, we will see different filter conditions that can be applied to datetime data type. To demonstrate, I have already generated a sample report with travel date as an example of datetime data type. Now, if we want to say only certain values of date, we have various filter conditions for that. Click on travel date and from drop-down menu, select filter. Another way to add any field from metadata to the filter pane is by right-clicking on the field and selecting Add to Filters. Now, when you hover over the hamburger icon in the filter pane, you'll be able to see a filter icon just next to it. Click on it to see all the filter conditions that can be applied to the datetime data type. Similar conditions that have been discussed for numeric data type as well. Now, before we discuss these filtering conditions, let us note one important point. Any filtering condition selected from here will filter out according to the categories selected from the fx. For example, if I select months from fx, then the selected filtering condition will be applied for months only. You can refer to the video where fx has been explained in detail for better understanding. So let us discuss these filter conditions that can be applied on datetime data type. Let's begin with equals. This is a single select option. So when you click on select, you can select any one value from here and see the report. Similarly, from date picker also, it will be possible to select just one value. Since we had set the fx at month, so in selection box we can see months, and in date picker we can see months in calendar UI. Is not equals is opposite to equals and will show results for date that are not equal to the selected dates. Next in filter condition is in range. Here you have to define the starting value and ending value of any of the categories mentioned in fx. So if we choose date, then either you type the start date and end date here, or click on this box and you can see a calendar-like UI. Now there are two ways we can set the date range. First, to set the year, use these double arrows, and single arrow is for month. In this sample database, we have data only for 2015. So let's see some data for the year 2015 only. So use double arrows to set the year to 2015. Once this is done, use single arrows to set the month. Now choose any date and you're done with fixing the start date. You will notice that the cursor automatically moves to the next date to be set. As we did with setting the start date, similarly for end date, set the year and then the month and finally the day. Select apply and the result will be in the required range. There is a second way to select date. For this, let us first fix year by clicking on this year value. You will see a UI where there are years in a particular range. Select the range by using these arrows and from that range choose the year. In the same way, when we select on the month, again another UI with month values is seen. Choose the month. Once these are set, we can fix the day now by selecting from here. Now, for different categories in fx, let us explore this date range filter a bit more. For day, select the start day from here and end day from here. Next in fx is month. So select the start month and end month from these given UIs. Next in fx is quarter. So select start quarter and end quarter from these UIs by selecting from here. Next in fx is year. So you can see the year range at the top of UI. Select the year range in which the start year exists, either by clicking on double arrows or by clicking on year range. Again, navigate to the correct year range and select start year. Same process is for end year also. Now, we have broad idea of how to set the range for different FX categories. So we can move on to see other filtering conditions as well. In between, not in range, and not in between have the same procedure for selecting date range. Not in range and not in between will show all results for date that does not lie in the selected range. Now for null and not null filtering conditions, you will see that when you select them, there is no selection option below the filter name. They will just show data corresponding to not null or null values, whatever filter condition is applied from here. Here no data shows that there is no null value for travel date in the database. Is one of is a multi-select option where you can select multiple values from select selection box. The opposite for is one of is not one of. So all dates selected from here will be excluded from the resultant report. Now the remaining ones are that is greater than, is greater than or equal to, is less than or equal to are all single select options, and it will show all results for a value greater than selected from here or lesser than selected from here, depending on the filtering condition you have chosen from here. So keeping in mind which part of date time we want to see, we can apply the filtering conditions from here and get the results.
Congratulations! You are one step closer in becoming a Helical Insight expert.